You do not need to spend a bunch of money to look high status this summer, but there are some items that you definitely need to buy. Some of the top men's fashion brands are scamming you out of thousands of dollars, and I'm going to tell you exactly which ones those are. And also, did you know that you can stay fresh from 9 to 5 with 10 simple tips and tricks that you can implement in a few seconds? Let's talk about it. I'm Stefan Dobrescu and welcome to the Gentlemen's Secret Show, where you will learn the secrets of yesterday to become the gentleman of tomorrow. Before we begin, I would like to remind you that the Gentlemen's Secret Show is primarily powered by the questions submitted by you, the viewer. If you would like your questions submitted in a future video, all you have to do is comment down below or message me on Instagram at gentlemens.order. Now, on with the show. A huge mistake that a lot of guys make is that they do not adapt their style to the seasons. When I first started getting into style, I thought my style was flawless, but it was far from it. Basically, I was just wearing this one outfit over and over again. This one outfit that I saw in a TV show I was watching at the time when I was a kid called Big Time Rush. This show was about 4 teenage boys who would form a band, and one of them was cooler than the rest. And I saw him wear this outfit that consisted of a black jacket, a white t-shirt, and black pants. So I started imitating this outfit, and I would wear this consistently every single day. Now, obviously, I would change around the t-shirt every now and then, or maybe the shoes, but for the most part, it's remained the exact same outfit. When I say that I was wearing the same outfit every day, I mean every single day. I was wearing it when there were 30 degrees outside, and I was wearing it when there was minus 10 degrees outside. I remember one time I was on a class trip with my school, and we were in the middle of Poland. Snow was falling all around us. I literally had a 3 or 4 centimeter layer of snow on my head and on my shoulders, but I was looking so cool in my blazer and in my t-shirt. You need to adapt your style for the season you are wearing it. That's why a heavier fabric such as flannel will never work during summer, and that's why a lighter fabric such as cotton will look a bit weirder during the winter seasons. And now you might be thinking that you cannot look stylish during the summer because your country gets so hot. Well, it doesn't matter if you're living in India or if you're living in Ireland, because stylish does not mean wearing a suit. You can look stylish even wearing a polo shirt, for example. First of all, you will need 3 shirts. You will need a polo. That polo can be either on white or on an earth tone color, such as beige, such as brown. Then you will need a formal shirt. Everyone needs a formal shirt because you never know when you'll have an event in which you're trying to impress someone. That formal shirt should always be white. It can be powder blue in some instances, but most of the time it should be white. You will also need a more casual shirt, and this could be made out of linen. Linen is an absolutely spectacular fabric you could be wearing during the summer. It looks great, it will give you that old money look, and it also will keep your sweat at bay during the summer. And linen is only one material you could be wearing. I mean, even wool, for example, is a material that, yes, while it does work all year round, it's an amazing choice for summer as well. The 3 most important fabrics you could be wearing during the summer are wool, linen, and cotton. Following your shirts, you will also need some jackets. Now, I would recommend you get a suit. Everyone needs at least one suit in their wardrobe. If you're looking to get one especially for summer, this suit could be brown, or it could be tan. Those are 2 amazing options. Other than this suit, you should also get a sports coat. A sports coat in a lightweight material such as linen will elevate any outfit you can make. And if you do not want to wear a jacket, layering can still apply to you. How? By wearing a sweater. And I know what you may be thinking, sweater in 30 degrees Celsius, am I nuts? Well, my mother did not have me tested, but I'm not talking about wearing a sweater as you would wearing during the fall. No. Wear it over your shoulder Italian style. It will make you look old money, and for some reason girls really love it. Also, if you're not sure what color you should be wearing, let me give you a very easy tip. Choose 3 colors. One of them should be a non-color, such as white or black. For the summer, I recommend white. The other one should be a neutral color or an earth tone. Think beige, think olive green, stuff like that. The third color that works very well during the summer is either navy or brown. So as long as you have white, brown or navy, and 1/3 neutral or earth tone color, you cannot mess this up. And if you're wondering if you have to spend a bunch of money on your clothes in order to look high status, no, you don't. You do not have to buy from Gucci, you don't have to buy from Burberry in order to look good. In order to look good, you need to wear clothes that fit you right, you need to get the color scheme right, and you also need to know how to mix them up. The designs should be timeless, so do not go for fashions, rather go for style. And also the fabrics should not be synthetic, because synthetic fabrics will look awful on anyone. I could make an entire video on why you should not wear synthetics. So if that's something you want, just let me know. Going over pants next, you should primarily have 3 pieces in your wardrobe. The first one should be from the suit you got earlier. Now remember, you do not have to wear the suit as a jacket and pants. Yes, that's what a suit technically means, but I would like to introduce you to the concept of a broken suit, or spezzato in Italian. What that means is that you can wear any color of jacket with any color of pants as long as they match. Fabric could also play an important role, but as long as you go for lightweight fabric with lightweight fabrics, it shouldn't be an issue. So for example, woolen jacket could go well with cotton pants. Next up, you should also go for some trousers, and those trousers could be white, or they could be a color such as beige, tan or cream. But I would recommend white, because you should also get a pair of chinos, and those chinos should be in one of those colors that I have just mentioned. The thing is, you can dress casual and still look high status. How do you do that? By not dressing casual like any steward you might find on the street. No, instead dress casual like the rich people, like the high status people. And that's a very specific sort of casual. That's more often than not smart or business casual, not just casual. What that means is replacing your t-shirt with a polo, for example. Replacing your sweatpants with jeans or even with chinos, trousers if you're bold. And replacing your gym sneakers, who even wears gym sneakers outside of the gym, with either leather sneakers, loafers, or dress shoes. That's how you dress casually in a high status way. You don't have to replace all of those things, but at least make 1 to 2 small adjustments. At least upgrade 1 or 2 items. By now you're probably wondering, why am I giving you so little examples of every item? For example, why did I only give you 3 shirt items? Well, that's because what I'm trying to teach you how to do right now is how to build a capsule wardrobe. And if you don't know what a capsule wardrobe is, I have a video about it. I explain it in detail. You can find it here, I guess. And with the next 3 items that I will give you, you will have 12 items in your capsule wardrobe. You'll have 3 shirts, 2 jackets, 1 sweater, 3 pants, and 3 shoes. And with those, you can make over 100 different outfits. So it will last you for the entire summer. You don't have to wear the same outfit, not even twice. As for the shoes you should be wearing, you have 3 main choices. You have loafers, you have more casual formal shoes, if I can call them that, even though that does sound weird. What I'm talking about is monk straps, bluchers, or derbies. And of course, you can also go for formal shoes, even though all of them were dress shoes so far. But what I mean is Oxfords. Either choice works. I would personally go for a pair of monk straps, a pair of brown Oxfords, and a pair of brown suede tassel loafers. That's another thing that you should focus on is for both the leathers and the metals. So for example, your belt, your watch, your rings, everything. Just focus on one leather/metal. It will make your job a lot easier, especially if you are dealing with a capsule wardrobe. And if you're thinking that there are other things keeping you at bay, such as your body shape, your face, your hygiene, your intelligence, whatever other reason you might find, yes, those are also very important. It's very important to have a body that you're proud of if you want to look good. It doesn't matter what you wear. If you're 30 pounds overweight, you won't look as good as someone who's fit and maybe even has a bit of muscle on them. That being said, all those changes you want to make, if you want to read more, if you want to work out more, if you want to pay more attention to your grooming, for example, if you want to clear your face, all of them take time, and there are noble pursuits, there are noble goals to set for the upcoming months, but style is something you can fix immediately. You can literally have amazing style starting tomorrow if you follow the right advice. That's why I'm recommending you that you should start your style journey right now, and also start those other things, but there's no point in waiting. I bet in 1 year from now you are going to throw away or at least stop wearing 63% of the clothes you have bought in the past 12 months. Why? Because it's happened to me. I was a fan of the brand Hugo Boss for the longest time. When I was young, my parents always used to tell me that Hugo Boss is up there. It's the standard, it's the idea of peak male dressing. Only the richest men could buy clothes from Hugo Boss. So naturally, when I started getting a bit more money, I started buying clothes from them. And for the longest time I thought, this is great. I'm finally looking rich now. But that's not the case. You see, over time, as I began to learn more about men's style, I found out that Hugo Boss products were not quite as well made as they would want us to believe. That's why I wanted to help you to know exactly which brands you should try and which brands you should avoid like the plague if you want to spend your money on qualitative stuff. And I thought doing it in the form of a tier list would be the most entertaining way for you as well, so here we go. And before we start, some of you might think that you cannot dress old money unless you spend a bunch of money. Well, that is a false belief. That is something you've been taught to think for the longest time. In fact, you could find some very affordable products at some very affordable stores that will look and last a lot longer than products you might find for 3 or 4 times the money. So let's start going through the list. First off, we have Calvin Klein. And earlier when I told you about Hugo Boss, Calvin Klein was basically in the same category. It was one of those wow brands that I was taught to basically look up to for all my life. And that's simply not it. Calvin Klein mostly focuses on lingerie, on undergarments, and for men, underwear is definitely a viable option from them. But other than that, I would not really buy anything such as shirts, blazers, suits, anything from Calvin Klein. For me, that would be an F tier. Just avoid. Next up, we have Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy Hilfiger is a brand that I have not bought from in about half a decade. And that's because I personally don't like their designs. I cannot talk about their fabrics because I have not experienced anything from them in this long a time, and back when I did not know almost anything about fabrics. But they feature very modern designs. I would just not buy stuff from them. If that's the look you're going for, then fine, but it's not old money, and it really defeats the whole purpose of this video. So Tommy Hilfiger gets a D in my book. Now we go to Hugo Boss. As you probably can guess, it's also not very favorable. Maybe I would recommend it a bit over Tommy Hilfiger because they do have some items which could look old money, I guess. But still, the quality of their items is really not great. I have bought many suits, actually more than half of the suits that I currently own are from Hugo Boss. And most of them are blends of wool and polyester. The fabrics in general are awful, a lot of synthetics. The designs, if you get some of their suits, they have lapels that are that slim that you actually look like someone from the 60s. That's definitely not the look you want. Hugo Boss gets a D. Now Zara, on the other hand, Zara is a pure F. Why is Zara a pure F? Because most of their clothes are synthetic based, most of their clothes have awful stitching, and their designs are also not that great. So when you're considering a brand that you want to buy from, never base it off of price alone. For example, if you have to choose between an $800 suit and a $500 suit, don't make that choice based on those $300, because in my personal opinion, especially for more expensive items, it's much better to go for quality than for quantity. It's much better to have one very nice, amazing suit than have 3 mediocre ones. Next up, we have Guthridge. And Guthridge is a brand that a lot of people haven't heard of. Guthridge is an Italian brand, and if you've ever been in one of their physical stores, you'll know exactly what I mean when I tell you that they have their own aesthetic. Guthridge stores are absolutely amazing. Their items, on the other hand, are also quite hit or miss, but they're mostly hits. I have a lot more items from Guthridge that I love than ones that I hate, but every now and then they will mess it up with either the stitching, the fabrics, or the designs. So Guthridge gets a B. Hawes & Curtis is a brand that I have just recently discovered, and if you want to look like a traditional British gentleman, but on a budget, Hawes & Curtis is your go-to place. They have very nice stuff. I have a very nice suit from them. And while some of the designs can lack a bit, for example, the suit I got, even though it's a double-breasted one, has rather slim lapels. I also have a tie from them that started to lose its stitching, so the stitching is also not great in some of their products. Overall, I do recommend them, so B tier definitely. Massimo Dutti, on the other hand, is a C tier. I would not recommend Massimo Dutti unless you have a very tight budget. There's a very difference between the B and the C tier. B, I would wear, C, I wouldn't. But I would recommend Massimo if you're really on a tight budget and you don't want to spend a bunch of money on clothes. You could find certain qualitative stuff there. I have a pair of pants, for example, from Massimo Dutti that I bought about maybe 7, 8, 9 years ago that I'm still wearing to date. That's the only item from them that I'm wearing. And every now and then you can find the nice stuff there. Now we get into the best ones. Suit Supply is a Dutch brand, if I'm not mistaken, that has amazing suits. If you want to get a suit under $1,000, Suit Supply is the best place to do so. Their designs, fabric, stitching, everything is amazing. They also have other nice stuff such as ties, accessories, but mostly suits. Pini Parma is a brand that I have also quite recently discovered, and also, by the way, Suit Supply gets an A. Pini Parma, I have 2 pairs of pants from them, and they're just amazing. Best quality in pants I've ever seen. The designs are great. They're high-waisted with side adjusters. That's something you can find in a lot of places. But Pini Parma really does have that Italian quality. I'm not sure if they're an Italian brand, but the quality is definitely there. An A for them as well. And last we have Ralph Lauren, which is my go-to brand for everything, if I can afford it. Ralph Lauren is just great all around. They do have certain problems every now and then. For example, I have an otherwise very nice sports coat in a herringbone pattern that I love to wear. And that does have a bit of synthetic materials. So Ralph Lauren is not a saint, but I would generally recommend them. What I would recommend most from Ralph Lauren are knitwear. For example, sweaters, also polos. If you need to get something from Ralph Lauren, that's it. And if you don't know what to buy, if you look at this list of many wonderful and some less wonderful brands and are unsure of what clothes you should have in your wardrobe, I also have an essential list that you can find right over here of clothes that are absolutely essential that every man should own. Hey, you there! If you're enjoying this show, why not take a minute to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified whenever I upload. Also, let me know down in the comments what your favorite old money brand is, and if I missed it. I want you to choose a number between 1 and 10. How fresh are you at any point throughout the day? 1 or 10? Do you sweat? Do you stain? Do you start smelling? Well, it does not matter, because by the end of this video, I'm going to teach you how to stay clean and fresh throughout the whole day, from 9 all the way to 5. Back when I was in high school, I was not really a stickler for the rules when it comes to hygiene. I remember this one time I was in class and my crush was sitting right behind me, less than 1 foot away. And I just, all of a sudden, I turned to the guy sitting next to me and I exclaimed, "What is that smell?" And that smell was me, because back then I used to not use deodorant. I did not used to shower regularly. And those are very easy mistakes that you can correct. Now I pay very close attention to my hygiene because I feel like every man should pay very close attention to their hygiene. And that's what I'm going to help you do today. So this is not something that will consume a bunch of your time. Each one of the tips that I'm going to give you today will take you no more than 1 to 2 minutes maximum to do. And you will not even have to carry a bunch of stuff with you. I've seen a bunch of lists on this subject saying that, you can carry a comb with you, you can carry a toothbrush with you, you can carry an extra set of clothes with you. Those are not really realistic for most people. So the tips I'm going to give you, you can do in a few minutes. Tip number 1, your morning routine is key. And I'm not here to give you one of those CEO millionaire morning routines. No. All I need you to do is brush your teeth twice a day, every morning, every night. And use deodorant every morning. Every morning before you go to school or before you go to work, use a stick of deodorant. And yes, I mean stick. I do not believe in deodorant spray because those contain aluminum and that's just another topic. Tip number 2, fold your shirt the right way. The military talk, it will still come out throughout the day, especially when you sit down. You will have to retuck your shirt, and that's fine. Number 3 is always use a fragrance. Never leave your house without spraying a few puffs around your neck. 2 to 3 should do. There's 2 different ways you can approach smelling nice the whole day. One of them is to keep a small bottle with you, about 5 to 10 milliliters of fragrance. You can find them online. It's not my preferred choice. My preferred choice is to go for a very qualitative type of perfume. I personally wear Tom Ford Tuscan leather, and it will last for a lot of hours. Now, these were all tips you should do before you leave the house in the morning. But what about when you're already at your workplace? Well, be sure to stay hydrated throughout the day. This will make your skin look a lot better. Also, be sure to eat regularly. Never let your stomach get empty. Because if your stomach gets empty, your mouth will produce less saliva, and this will make your breath smell awful. So always have a snack every now and then. I would recommend eating about every 4 to 5 hours, especially if it's just a small snack. Don't be snacking all the time, but don't let too much time pass either. Carry a pack of gums with you wherever you go. Now, this is a very small one that you can do. If you don't like carrying them in your pocket, that's fine. I carry them in my car. Pop a gum every now and then, and you'll be fine. And the last tip that you should do during the day is posture checks. Be sure to stand up straight with your shoulders back and your head held way up high. This will look a lot more masculine and attractive. And for those who say that the way you look doesn't matter and that you should not concern yourself with what others think about you because they don't concern themselves with what others think about them, that's complete baloney. If you know how a society works, you will understand why that's just not true. We all come from tribes in which if we did not belong, we were thrown out and we would die. And that's how we evolved. That's why we need the approval of others. So the people who say that they don't care what others think about them are just lying to themselves. Now, I want to talk about apps next, because there are some apps that can help you look fresh throughout the day. I have an app on my phone that notifies me every 2 hours that I should have a glass of water. And if you're that kind of a person that forgets to drink water, this might be the solution for you. You should also be using MyFitnessPal if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to build muscle, it will help you. And the alarm is your best friend for any habit that you want to form. If you have an important meeting after your work, or if you have a date, for example, you can always keep a set of spare clothes in your car. It's not something I personally do, but if you have where to keep them, that's fine. Otherwise, if you're not working too far away from home, you can always come back home and change and then leave for your important meeting or date. It's up to you, really. Also, be sure to shower every day. I'm not kidding with this one. Shower every single day. It's up to you if you shower in the morning, at night. I personally shower right after the gym, which is the first thing in the morning. The final tip is to get enough sleep. Caffeine might also help. I'm not against drinking a cup or two throughout the day, but you should always get at least 7 hours of sleep per day. Otherwise, you will end up looking tired and not fresh at all. And yeah, those were the 10 tips that I had for you. If you're looking to buy a new suit, which you should be, or if you don't know how many suits you should have in your wardrobe, check this video out.